guys, this is a tutorial on how to set up flex testing. The first thing you need to decide is which load cell you're going to use. So I'm just going to put on the 1 kilonewton load cell. When you put on the load cell, make sure that the machine is off. Otherwise it could ruin the calibration of the load cell. So the load cell attaches at the very top. Alright, so once the load cell is in, you can plug it into the machine. And tighten it. Then after it's plugged in and tightened, you can turn the machine on. So the base for compression testing is this. Put it so the ruler or the duct tape side is facing towards you. The top piece right here goes into the machine, and this base rests on top of that. And then you tighten the base using a hex wrench. Once the machine is turned on, you can lower it using the high speed option. So just push that once, then you can bring the top of the machine down. Alright, so that's further enough for now. So to put on the loading and support rollers, this is going to be the top load roller. There's a couple of different options, but this is the main one for flex tests. And so you need to screw this top piece into this roller pretty tightly. Next, you're going to connect this into the load frame. This connector, if whether you're using the 1 kilonewton or the 10 kilonewton load cell, it's going to be the one with the hex screw. And so you just screw that into the load cell. Make sure it's tight. And then this piece connects right into the load cell, and it attaches through the hex screw. Don't tighten it all the way right now because we still need to align the top roller. So these are two of the support rollers. The support rollers slide into the base. And next you're going to use the support rollers to align the top. So bring the top down to where it's inside the two support rollers. And use them to make sure that they are all parallel. And you can hold them together and then finish tightening that top screw. So now this should no longer be able to wiggle. It should be tight in there. And then you can set your span of the support rollers to however far you need to. So to set up a flex test, you're going to open the trapezium software. You can either create a method if you need to create a new specific test, or you can use one of the already existing methods. So we're going to go ahead and use this one. All right, so this is a flex test that's already in there. You can see the parameters. Test speed is at 1 millimeter per minute. There's 5 samples per batch. You could go down and look at all the data it gives you. So we're going to open this test. And then we're going to click test with this method. Whenever you start a test, you should calibrate the force. It'll take a minute to finish calibrating. Alright, so our force is now calibrated. Next we're going to set our 0 point for the stroke. So to do this, place the sample where you need it on the support rollers, and then you're going to bring the top down right. If an alarm sets, it most likely means that this number is too high. So reset the alarm, right click, and then set this to 0. Now we should be able to move it. So bring the crosshead down to where it's almost touching the sample. When you get very close, you're going to take off high speed and keep on moving it down until you see the force slightly go up. That means that it's slightly touching the sample. Alright, so now we have a gain in force. That means that these two are in contact, and this is going to be our new 0 point. So right click on the stroke and set it to 0. Once you have everything aligned, and you have to make sure that the sample is in the middle, then you could go ahead and start the test.